So I talked about this on my Q&A yesterday on Instagram about mental gymnastics. I got a question about what's the biggest mindset mindset reframing that I've learned. And one of the most recent ones that I learned, it's super important. It's called mental gymnastics, and it's not really something, it's something you do, but it's more of a realization. And it's the fact that when we're stuck in this limbo of thinking about something, it might be something that, you feel like you're weak in the mind, essentially. Like recently, I've been having really, really bad thoughts about stuff, like different stuff. And what I realize is that, it's not always that easy to realize this. It's something you suddenly come back to every now and then, but it's important to know, of course. And it's the fact that every single time we have thoughts like that hurt us, that weakens us, we need to realize that that's just the brain doing what it's supposed to do. Like, there's a lot of, because we're not masters of all. Like, there's very few people who are like masters of everything. Whether that's, like for me, for example, performance, like the thoughts that come through my mind when I'm doing a long run, I've done that for a long time, and so the mental gymnastics, my mind is trained for that. But when it comes to other stuff, right, there's still stuff I need to work on, and it starts in here, right? Just like muscles, it is something to realize that it's just something you need to get used to it. You need to put in the reps of having thoughts on your mind that actually hurt and makes you feel weak, and it's just another repetition. That's what you need to think of it as. And it's such a crazy thing, because if you can just realize that, it gives you room to breathe. Essentially, it gives you room to breathe, because sometimes these thoughts can be really overwhelming, and then you get this realization that this is just mental gymnastics, and it's like, whew, okay, it is what it is, right? And that gives you a lot of power. It gives you a lot of power to take a step back, and I talk a lot about this, stepping back and being rational about the thoughts, and that, it gives you a lot of power to do that, because you can realize that, okay, this is just something that I need to go through. Like these thoughts that I have, it's just something I need to go through, and we'll be fine. We won't die, right? But sometimes it does feel like that. It does feel like we're gonna die, or that the world's coming to an end. But with that, right, we can at least be one step closer to realizing that it does not, which is beautiful, right? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. But it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Like, I just show up. We show up regardless, right? We show up to training. We show up. That is a big remedy. Just showing up to places. It does a lot. A lot of the stuff that goes on in our head, it's just solved through action. It's just solved through doing stuff. And a lot of times when we're stuck in our head too, what we can do is we can do stuff for other people. That helps a lot. Going out of our way, because it's very easy to get stuck on one thought, right? And then you get kind of self-centered in a way. You get self-centered, right? And that leads just into the downward spiral that I've talked about of negative thoughts. But some way to break that is action, and a big thing is just, for me, it is training, right? I do a lot of this to free up my mind. That's a lot of the reason I train, right? And that's one of the reasons too why I preach that it's not that important to optimize. It's just to go in there, because a lot of the stuff we do to, some people, sometimes we do a lot of the stuff we do just to not fucking collapse, right, in here. So I think that's most important. One thing is just showing up, and another thing is just doing stuff for other people. Whether that is a friend, helping him move a couch, helping your mom, with the car, helping your sister, whatever, helping someone, a friend, right? It doesn't matter. Doing something for someone else is usually a big remedy to paralysis by analysis, essentially. And also getting punched in the face, like sparring or combat sports. Combat sports is a really good one. So I'd do that. If any of you guys are struggling with things like that, and I know it can be difficult because you always feel very isolated, right? It's very easy to feel isolated. And that's a cause because that's the isolation is caused by getting stuck on one thought and just going down the spiral. Somewhere along that spiral is isolation, the feeling, the sensation of isolation. That rhymes. Sensation of isolation. Because I'm a nation. Oh, never mind. I should make my rap name Lil Notorious. But it's true. It's true. Yeah. Let's go get a pizza.